Haifa Weeby. This is a good place for us to stop today because we're now in the H portion. But you're going to notice a couple things about this one. Next time we'll pick up in the beginning of H. But she's doing the one eye and the skull and bones that's covering up the eye is doing a one eye. How rich. Stay strong. Stay blessed. Stay close to Jesus Christ. He loves you. I love you. Pray for these people. And pray for you. Microphone test. It's working.
My soul finds rest in God alone.
We're back.
My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. 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 He's my rock and my salvation. He's my fortress. I will not be moved. For the Lord is my glory and my strength. My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from Him. 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 My soul finds rest in Him. My soul finds rest in Him. My soul finds rest.
Got some shower drip.
He's my rock and my salvation. He's my fortress. I will not be moved. For the Lord is my glory and my strength. My soul finds rest in God alone. My soul finds rest in God alone.
Why are all the truther channels not talking about Jesus all
My
the time?
salvation comes from Him. My salvation comes from Him. My salvation comes from Him.
Jason,
My
Church of Christ.
salvation comes from Him.
I'm tired, but we're just going to go ahead and barrel through.
Salvation, my rock and my salvation.
I love when I get these comments that say, like, why does Christian music always suck? You know, always some kind of dig from the other side where they try to, come on. It's great music. That was Will Reagan, God Alone, Psalm 62. Welcome back. We're going to go ahead and barrel through. We're going to do H to L now, and then probably tomorrow, or who knows, maybe I'll do a late night show tonight and knock out a few more. But we're going to go ahead and just start off where we were previously, just in case. Again, I just want to basically leave no ambiguity, so that if you have a loved one and you say that, you know, you're trying to let them know, and they're just like, oh, come on, so what? You showed me so and so that did that. You know, it doesn't mean it's a vast conspiracy. It doesn't mean that it's all of them. So kind of like, well, here's 12 hours of just like a dent in what's really out there for you to consider. Here's a dossier of what I can show to you. So here's where we left off with Haifa Weeby, I think is her name. Here's another one of her. Again, they always look like different people, don't they? So please forgive me too. I'm a little bit tired, but I figured I got a little bit of time. I'll knock this out before I take a little siesta, late siesta. This is somebody named Haley Steinfeld. I don't know who that is, but perhaps some of you in the room know who this is. And by the way, I didn't really get a chance to say hello to everybody, but hello to everyone. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Try to bring as many people in for the harvest as you can going forward, because I truly believe we're in the end game. Halle Berry. So not only is Halle Berry doing the one eye here, obviously she's got this choker necklace on too, kind of alludes to the BDSM. But we also see again, if you guys have been watching the other ones, the last two, the theme of the skull ring that you see among these occultists too. And once again, that just means that they are, according to Bill Schneblin, practicing necromancy. They're necromancers. So there's Halle Berry doing the, you know, are you tired yet? Anybody tired of seeing it over and over again? But here's the so-called vow of silence, or it's the symbol that you'll see the statues of Harpocrates doing. And again, because I don't ever want to assume, this might be the only one that you watched or that you came upon. Harpocrates is, of course, the Roman version, the Roman depiction of the child rendition of Horus. So, and that's actually what this one-eyed symbolism as well. It's alluding to the eye of Horus, or possibly even the eye of Ra. This is Halsey. We're going to just move right along here because it's just a little too sexual, but Han Hyoju. This is for Vogue magazine. I don't know who this is, but apparently they're a celebrity, so There you go. Throwing up the one-eyed symbolism for you. Somebody's asking the question, covering an eye could be a trend thing. Go back to sleep. Hannah Sorheim. This is a model. Such a trend. It's been going on for decade after decade, even when nobody knew about this stuff. It's just a trend. It's the photographers. The photographers make them do it. The celebrities aren't in a satanic cult. It's the photographers. They're the cultists. I'm not in denial. Not even a little bit. Sorry. Hannah Montana. Oh, Miley. We'll get to the U much later, but in the M's. Not today. Hannah Quinlivan. I don't know how to pronounce that. There you go. But of course, I'm sure that... See, she loves you. Love. It's just about love. Don't think otherwise. Harris Dickinson. I don't know who a lot of these people are that we're listing off here, but again, must be some kind of model or actor or I don't know. I can't keep up with them all. Harrison Ford. Remember when John Todd back in the 70s was talking about how, like, to be in the cast of Star Wars, you had to be an initiated witch, You had to be confirmed as a coven member. And we've seen Carrie Fisher already doing this earlier in the series. We got Han Solo. The entire theme of Star Wars is witchcraft. And here you go. He's doing two versions of the classic symbolism. By the way, too, if you guys noticed, this is just kind of a little off topic, but have you guys watched like his interviews on the late shows and that? Like, there's nothing really much going on there. Have you ever? You always like kind of walk away watching like these Harrison Ford interviews, and you're like, is he all right? Is he smoking like way too much pot or something? But there's Harrison Ford again. Just wants to cover up his eye. It's too bright in there in the studio for him. This is somebody named Harry Lucas. I don't know who that is. Looks like this is, if I were to, I'm not real good with foreign languages. It looks like it's German, a German magazine, so he's probably a German celebrity. So there you go. Doing the one-eyed 666 for you. Some of these are just, not everything in this folder, most of it is, but sometimes I've gotten lazy and saved other things to the wrong folders. Harry Styles, if you guys are familiar with him, and he looks a little feminine there. One moment. Okay. Harry Styles got a rose. They often use the flowers to cover up their eyeballs, but there you go. Looks like he's got a little makeup on for you as well. Harry Styles again. He's just fluffing his hair up. That's all that's happening here. This is somebody named Haru Yasu. I'm assuming she's Japanese. It sounds Japanese to me. So, if you're still asleep, just coming out of the stupor, you think this is just, it's just a cute girl winking at you, looking a little shy. No. No. I wish, that would be nice if this were the case, but no. Sadly. Harpocrates. Go to Google. Look it up. Harry Styles again. just because he's always, he's got some eye trouble a lot. He's always got something in his eye. I would recommend, you know what you guys might do is like send some fan mail in and say like, listen, I've noticed you seem to have an eye problem. Like, I'd be happy to buy you a pair of glasses, maybe sunglasses too, because it seems like something's constantly bothering your eye. Help them out a little bit. This is a young man named Hayden Summerall. Don't quote me on this, but I think he's like with Nickelodeon or something like that. Of course, one of the young cool kids. And what do the young cool kids have to do? They throw up the devil horns. If you're a skater, you like your Thrasher magazine, maybe you might want to come out of denial at some point and realize it's not just all a joke. It's not just about people being edgy. There's a reason why Thrasher magazine has a pentagram as their logo. Hayden Summerall again. There you go. Young kid. They just when I would never have been able to get away with that. When I was in school, like, I had to wear glasses because I actually had a prescription that I needed, and it wasn't hip and it was not cool, and I wore glasses even funkier than that. Hayden Summerall again just wants to, and here you go again, red, white, and blue. America, America. Oh, say, can you see who founded your country? This is somebody named Haley Williams. I'm sure some of you know this person out there. Yawn, tongue thing again. Wants to draw attention to her eyeball for some reason. Maybe it's just a trend, as somebody in the room said. Just a trend. Goddesses. By the way, people that come into the comment section talking about Jesus, and they got these screen names, goddess, so-and-so, goddess. This. Stop with that. So there she is. And again, I think we looked at this recently. Maybe we looked at this last time. Have we already done this? No, we haven't done this yet. But there you go. Not the peace sign. Get that out of your mind. Witch's rune. Crow's foot. Cross of the broken Jew. This is actually, as far as I know, this is just some jewelry maker. But throwing up the devil horns, and he's got the skull rings. Because he may just be a necromancer. Heath Ledger, of course, who everybody thinks was sacrificed. And hey, man, it's possible. As we go forward, we'll look at some stills from some of his last film, actually, and you might start to say, that's a little curious. But yeah, he had to throw the symbols up as well. It's all your heroes, folks. There are no exceptions. There are very, very few exceptions, and they are highly suspect. The ones that you struggle to find it with. There you go again. Heath Ledger, the Joker. As far as I know, if I remember, memory serves right, Jack Nicholson actually even warned him about taking on that role. He said he warned him that because I think he knew that Heath was also a method actor, and that the character is not a benevolent one. It does something to you. Because method acting is essentially possession. I mean, most of the world doesn't see it that way, but You know, you basically, you never leave set. You go home, you're still in role. You live your role. You become another person. That's kind of bizarre. There's Heath again. Just winking at us. Hey, Heath. Sorry, Keith. Heath. There he is again. He just wants to wink at you. He was a great actor, too. Remember that movie, A Knight's Tale? I used to love that. He had a lot of good movies. A lot of these people did. They had talent. But, unfortunately, too, for them to be the household name that they are for you, it also means that they have to be a part of the agenda, the cult. There you go again, Heath. It's just a trend. It's just trendy. But nobody was ever clued in on it, actually. We just had put it together now, and aha, it's just a trend. Even though they never talk about it. You never hear anybody in an interview be like, hey, listen, quick question. You know, you never see it like in Vogue magazine or GQ, like, quick question. Why is it that you and everybody else in the industry like covers up their eyeball all the time? And you know, could you fill us in? Just put it to rest finally. When Rihanna was asked in a radio interview, she said, "'Cause I'm a devil worshiper, fool." Ha. And then they just the radio interviewer was like, "Well, okay, devil worshiper, I'm coming to your concert tonight." And they just kind of segued on. Well, thanks for clearing that up. Appreciate that, Rihanna. Ray. Riri. That's some kind of witchcraft rune or sigil. But that's... Y'all know who that is. It's Marilyn. Heidi Klum. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit because that's... there's a diamond theme as well, most definitely. But covering up her eye with the diamond. We've seen that several times before already. But again, does that mean anything? I don't know. They cover up their eyeballs with model airplanes, like Drew Barrymore did. Any object that's nearby seems to be fair game to cover up your eyeball with when you're a member of the club. There's Heidi Klum again. Come on, man. Come on. It's just a trend. Maybe it's just a trend. It just looks so stupid. It looks so stupid. You know? All right. Let's keep going. Heidi Klum, again. There we go again. You starting to see the theme now as well? We've been talking about this in the last couple of videos. There have been tons and tons that I've come across that I did not save where they throw this heart thing up all the time. So, there you go. The next one. I think we've seen 3 or 4 of the one-eyed where they're doing the heart symbol over their eyeball so far. Heidi Klum again. She just apparently had a tragic eyeball accident and needed an eye patch because that's real fashionable. Haven't you always dug the girl next door neighbor who wears the eye patch? You know. Come on, man. Nobody dresses like this. I don't know anybody that dresses like the most edgy. They're living in their own little universe. Helena Bonham she was in the updated Alice in Wonderland, wasn't she? Through the Looking Glass, I believe, with Johnny Depp and them. Yeah. So she's doing it there for you. She's closing it here. She's got it added over here. Henry Fonda. You know, this is supposedly Henry Kissinger right here, and it might very well be, because I've never really seen a profile view of him, and this is an old picture as well. But these gentlemen are in front of Moloch, their owl deity, which also hangs out in the Bohemian Grove. And, I mean, there you go. There's his hand gesture as well. It kind of, I can see that could possibly be him. Not sure. There's Kissinger again. Henry Miller. I think he was a playwright. It goes back a long time, folks. You know. So, it's just a trend. It's just been an ongoing trend from the earliest days of the industry. But then nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever tells you, like, nobody has ever thought to ask the question, like, listen, you know, why are you all shushing us in the library? Been dying to ask that for a long time. You know? Henry Rollins. He helped get the West Memphis Three out of prison. Claimed too, they were, the media stumping that they all did too was just completely disingenuous. These kids were convicted because they read some Stephen King novels. No, it was a little deeper than that. Partly it was because, like, some of the people testified, like, yeah, Damien told me, like, he bit the kid's penis off and spit the blood out. You know? And they were reading a little bit more than just Stephen King, right? And if they were, just so you know, if they were reading Stephen King, there you go. There's Stephen. He brought you it. He brought you Cujo. There you go. Oh, hi, Stephen. You never sleep, huh? All right. Well, we were blind for a long time, but we're getting hip. We're a little late to the game. You guys have done a lot. The kind of music that Henry Rollins makes, even, I mean, it's demonic. Come on. Black Flag. You know? Like, what compels a person to get up on the stage and, like, scream? It's not even music. They're just, like, screaming with rage for hours. Completely pumped up in testosterone. There you go. He's doing a classic sign of the Illuminati. Little Harpocrates action there for you. Or maybe he's just deep in thought. Right? Could be. There you go. Looks so... Well, hello, you lad. Would you like to come in for a drink? And, you know... This is like everybody's heroes. These are your heroes in culture. This is the best we can do. Damien Eccles. Remember, we were talking about him last time. Oh my goodness. We don't even want to know what all this crap is. Clearly it's witchcraft language, right? He's gotten several more tattoos since he's gotten out, that's for sure. A guide to the spiritual practices that saved my life on death row. High magic. Enjoy it now, Damien. Forward by Eddie Vedder. Good old Eddie. There you go again. He does this. Sounds true. When I was in Buddhism. Sounds true. They used to create all these courses and online Buddhist teachers would come on. I had no clue. I just didn't know. Pretty much everybody who's involved in Western Buddhism is an occultist. Like not just because of their affiliation with Buddhism, but like literally they're just as actually the underpinning to their Buddhism. Not I'm Buddhist and not the other way around, if you catch my drift. But doing the Buddhism as part of their alchemical exploration of the arts. Specifically, they're quite interested, not just in the Zen meditation, but they're very much interested in the Tantra. You still asleep, folks, or you going to start seeing what they're showing you every time? So we've already gone over. What is this star? Oh, it's on my flag. You know, it's on Desmond's wand that he covers his eyeball with. 2, red, white, and blue. Who are you? Who are you? So many clues. So many clues. Oh, Barack. Who did your photo shoot before, Hang on here. Terry Richardson. Oh, you got like the Secret Service, and you got, man, you're connected. You can vet people. You know what you're doing, right? You know who you're getting involved with, right? Right, Barack? Let's see here. You know who you're getting involved with, correct? Putting the moves on Lindsay. Hey, Terry, you want to babysit tonight? Hey, Terry, you want to dress up like a priest with your nun girlfriend and... Is it Halloween, Terry? It's Halloween, right? All right. Come on, man. Oh, hey, Oprah. How you doing? Oh, you're such a nice man. You really believe in God, right? Oh, hi, Oprah. Must be just the trend, right? Everything A-OK, Oprah. Throw up your diamonds. Throw them up. Anyway, that's for another day. And on we go. There you go, Hillary. Just playing a little dress up. She's looking over knowing at her friend. Oh, if they only knew. Holly Hagen covering up her one eye for you. But she must be Christian. She's got a cross on her. But when she looks at it, actually, she holds it at certain angles. Could be inverted as well. If she's walking around, that would be inverted, wouldn't it? If you saw that on the street, that's not how it would appear to you. It would look inverted, with her arms dangling to her side. Anyway, that's somebody named Holly Hagen. Honey Singh, S-I-N-G-H. I'm assuming sounds Indian, So probably a celebrity in India. I've certainly not heard of him over here. But again, somebody came on the comments, the last one, and said about somebody, does this mean it's in Mexico too? Do you think it's in Mexican Hollywood too? Like, yeah, it's global, guys. This isn't limited to your country, you know? Hollywood is really just a generic term for the industry itself. Movies, music, your popular culture. It's global because the devil's global. Duh. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be insulting to people. I'm trying to snap you out of it and just kind of bring you to the place where it's like, oh, I see. Like I'm coming late to the game here. Understood. You better get to know Jesus Christ soon. Things are not looking good, just so you know. Honey Singh, again. So with the pyramid, basically letting people know I can hold the services. Howard Stern. I heard there's this guy on like the Catholic radio that talks about, you know, he's kind of like one of those guys, like, you can be worldly, but, you know, don't be too Christian and all this. You know, Howard Stern is one of the guys that I can't remember his name, but who he really has been influenced by so much. So you got like somebody who's supposedly got a radio program devoted to Christianity, whose career they feel like they've been influenced greatly by the shock jock DJ Howard Stern, who has again, you guys are just, you know, people eat their popcorn, they smoke their blunts, and they're just like, he's not a devil worship. Dude, he's completely lowered the bar in your culture. You've been standing with the shotgun at your front door waiting for the devil, and he's been in the kitchen the whole time. You go to bed with him. Hugh Dancy. Not sure who that is, but there you go. They sure like to cover up their eyeballs, don't they? Hugh Hefner. Since we've been on the theme of the MK Ultra mind control, definitely believed to be a handler. He's also a distant cousin, but a cousin of George H.W. Bush and John Kerry. So there's that. American royalty. And it's not a coincidence too. You know, one of the ultimate pagan symbols is of the bunny rabbit. It's just not a coincidence that he makes them all Playboy bunnies, right? And it's also not. See, you grew up during a time where you thought every woman was just some dumb bimbo that loves, like, all the young girls love the old Hugh Hefners because they're sexy and wise. This ain't how it's always been, you know. Truly. There you go. Here you had Paris. This is right around the time. He would have looked like this when she was singing, Paris Hilton, singing her happy birthday to Hugh Hefner, saying he's young, vibrant, and sexy. Ladies, what do you think? Is he a hottie? Meanwhile, like all the dudes without the codes, we couldn't get nowhere. This ain't like the nice guy story. I wasn't a nice guy, right? But I was always just baffled by my culture. I'm just like, what is happening? Hugh Jackman. There you go, Wolverine. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jonathan Kleck. I've had people try to insert comments about him all the time. Go to his channel, he's so awesome. Discernment says, I'm not saying I got perfect discernment or anything like that, but, you know, it's been a while since I looked into him, but there were some things that came up, red flags. Number one, let me throw this out there just for anybody watching. When I see people constantly promoting and pushing Enoch and the Nephilim and all this, you're really, number one, you're relying on extra biblical sources for the bulk of it, and then some very, very quick passages in the Bible where if anybody's honest, if you just kept it to Scripture, you wouldn't have a clue who the Nephilim are. You really wouldn't, based on the Scriptures that you're actually reading. So, sorry, that's Hugh Laurie. I know people love Enoch and they'll come at me for that, but I just stick to the Bible. It'll never steer you wrong. Enoch, there's just too many problems with it. It's not in the Bible for a reason. It refers to angels that are talked about nowhere in Scripture. You know, nowhere. You will not find their names anywhere in Scripture. But as we continue asking the question for the audience as to whether or not their particular cherished celebrity may or may not be part of the Hollywood cult. So we left off yesterday with music producer L.A. Reid